Wilfred Frost is with us again this midnight hour from Buckingham Palace. He's now an anchor for our sister network Sky News in the UK and still a CNBC contributor. Wilf, King Charles in a slimmed-down monarchy, what might that look like in practice?
Well, I think just fewer members of the family who have official roles, fewer members of the family who have titles, and fewer who are taking public funding. And I do think, as Keir said just then, it is something he's thinking of doing. I just don't think that it's totally new. I think it will be a continuation of a theme that was begun by his late great mother, perhaps an acceleration of that theme. I also think it will be popular with the people, and it's important to remember that in the modern age, Shep, a royal family, a monarchy to exist for the long term has to be wanted, has to be welcomed by the people. And I think we're at a stage now where less is more in that regard.
Today, the king announced Prince William and his wife Kate's new titles. A royal source telling NBC News the new Princess of Wales appreciates the history associated with this role, but will understandably want to look to the future as she creates her own path. What do you make of that?
I thought it was a pretty striking moment when we all kind of realised that, of course, the Princess of Wales title would be back in use. And I think that was an interesting statement to put out via a source, of course, to make clear that she wants to go a new path. But I think it was striking, but not too worrying for the nation. We've always known that at some point the wife of Prince William, when he became Prince of Wales, would bring up that title. And I think what was perhaps more amazing to think about is that Camilla becomes Queen Consort without really any flicker of doubt from the people, when if you think 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, that would have seemed unlikely. Her rehabilitation in the eyes of the public has been pretty striking, whereas Catherine, now the Princess of Wales, has always been much adored.
You know, a lot of people parsing every word from the King's speech today. Did we learn anything new about King Charles from it?
I think first and foremost, we learned that he's ready. I think he really nailed it, and the reviews have been pretty resounding in the early newspapers that have come out. We did also get a line from him in terms of whether he would or wouldn't get involved with certain issues. Of course, now as sovereign, he's meant to rise above it. He said it'll no longer be possible for me to give my time and energies to the charities and issues that I care most about. I think he just wanted to put that issue to bed. But Sheb, if we did like a word count of the total amount of the speech, most of it was focused on the topic of duty, both how his mother delivered on it and how he wants to. But I think the thing that struck a chord more than anything was the end of the speech, when he singled out his dear mama, as he put it, said thank you to her and how much he missed her. That is what resonated with the people behind us outside Buckingham Palace as it was being delivered. And I think that just reminds us that even though he is now king, his full chapter has not quite begun, and we have 9 days of mourning Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, first of all.
Wilfred Frost, live outside Buckingham Palace. Thank you.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.